Hey there, welcome to this Yoga for Skiing video. My name is Collie. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're doing really well today. We're going to do a short class here. It's going to be up to 30 minutes. We're going to focus on releasing some tension that you might have got from being on the slopes, primarily hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings and calves. I know the legs kind of feel it the most. We'll look at stretching them out, and we'll do a little bit of loosening out the shoulders too. Keep the spine in a good place as well. Hope you enjoy. All you need is your mat. We're going to start in a seated position. I recommend cross-legged. Let's begin. So it might be worth kind of like having a little shuffle around, just noticing which leg feels better in front of the other. So right in front of left or left in front of right. I find that one feels great and one feels not so great. And before we get moving, we'll find a little bit of stillness, just to kind of sharpen up the focus and settle into the class. So go ahead and relax the shoulders. Take the hands on the knees or in the lap. And you can potentially bring the shoulders all the way up towards the ears and then soften them down the back. And once you're in a position where you feel comfortable, slight puff up of the chest, you want to feel kind of alert in the upper body, so crown of the head nice and high. And relax your eyes, maybe close the eyelids down, don't feel like you have to. And we'll take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth here. Make them long, make them satisfying. You can really bring some release and sort of let go of any tension with the exhale. And we won't be here for too long, but just worth having a little body scan, checking with how you're doing today. Notice any tension, maybe in the hips, the legs, the shoulders. Same thing with the face. If you can feel the jaw kind of tensing up, relax it. And take your attention to the breath. And just notice how your breathing is doing, if it is kind of quick or shallow. Maybe just make an effort to extend the inhale a little bit longer, and then extend the exhale a little bit longer too. Enjoy this opportunity to focus on how your breathing is currently doing. Notice how it sounds, notice how it feels in the nose or the back of the throat. And see if you can slide into a rhythm where it's slightly longer, it's softer, and it's slower. And all of your attention is locked into it. And we will use the breath as our guide for the next half an hour. That one thing that you can keep your mind, your attention locked into. So just a couple more nice and soft breaths, feeling the lower belly expand out as you inhale, and feeling it draw back towards the spine as you exhale. One more time. And then whenever you're ready, just gently blinking open your eyes, and we'll make our way to our all fours. You can come onto your hands and your knees. Take your time, no need to rush. Once you're there, park up the shoulders above the wrists, and let's park up the hips above the knees. And we'll take a few cat-cow poses to loosen out the spine, just to activate the upper body a little bit. And take a breath in, soften your belly down towards the ground, look forward, start to open your chest. And then with the exhale, draw your chest back in towards your, draw your chin back in towards your chest, sorry. A couple more times, breathing in, opening out. You want to feel the collarbones broadening out as well. And then with the exhale, feel the back round. You can push with the hands and make space between your shoulder blades. A couple more times. Breathing in, back arches, and then breathing out, back rounds. So you can really feel the muscles on the front side of the body stretch out in your cow, and then the muscles on the back stretch out in your cat. One more time. Before parking your bum on your heels, and let's target the shoulders from here. You can interlock the fingers around the back. We're going to fold over our thighs. You can drop the chest on them. Now we're going to sweep our arms up towards the ceiling. You can relax the forehead on the ground. Take your arms wherever is accessible, the higher the better. You can start to feel a little bit of heat in the muscles that surround the shoulders. Once you find a sweet spot, see if you can keep it there just for 3 or 4 breaths. Any discomfort, see if you can sit through it a little bit longer. and then relax, come out of it, and we'll give the hands a decent shake out, get the blood flow going to the fingertips. And then without further ado, we'll take it up towards our downward dog. So you can place the hands on the ground, lift the knees off the mat as the toes come down, suck in your tummy. So every time you're in your downward dog, you really want your core to be engaged. And I recommend first time in your dog, go ahead and pedal the feet out quite a lot. So one knee bends as the other leg straightens, and then change sides. And go quick, go slow with it. Imagine you got your tail, you're wagging it from side to side. You can movement into the hips, into the ribs almost. Continue to push hard with the hands. You shake out the head, left, right, forwards and backwards. And then in your own time, let's walk towards the front of the mat, nice and slowly. As you get there, bend your knees quite a lot, we'll take a forward fold. So you're dropping your chest, dropping your head down. You can find some length in the spine as you do. As you drop your head, interlock the fingers around the back here as well, and we'll continue to target the shoulders, or the muscles that surround the shoulders. Breathe. Try and sweep your arms and hands up and over the head. Maybe nice to have a little shake out here as well. You can start to bend one knee quite a lot, straighten out the other leg. Tap into the hamstrings, and then maybe do the same thing on the other side. In your own time, drop the hands and step back to your plank, shoulders above the wrists, look slightly forwards, squeeze the glutes. Let's drop the knees and relax the tops of the feet on the mat. Drop your chest and chin slowly down to the ground, and enjoy Cobra. So we're lifting the chest up as we press the hands and the feet on the mat. Slight bend in the back. First time you come into the pose, take it easy. You may want to stay here a little bit. You can look left, look right, roll the shoulders, just kind of ease into it, and then push back to your child's pose. So bum on heels, untuck your toes, and then lift up to your downward facing dog. So we want that upside down triangle position with the body. You want the hands to be shoulder width apart. You want your feet to be hip width apart. Don't worry about the knees, you can bend them quite a lot. Continue to push hard with your fingertips. Relax your face. And reconnect with the breath here, taking a long inhale and a long exhale. In your own time, right leg, let's take it up towards the ceiling. Take it nice and high. Gaze forwards and step in between your hands. Now of course, if the foot doesn't make it, don't worry about it. Shuffle the foot forwards, drop the back knee, and then lift up the arms, coming into a low lunge. So you want to sweep the hands high, relax your shoulders as you do. We're really targeting the left hip flexors here. You can shuffle the right foot forwards. It might feel good to go into it a little bit deeper. You can certainly scoop the chest up to really exaggerate that stretch for the muscles that connect the upper and the lower body. So you're really kind of scooping the upper body up. In your own time, relax the hands down. I want you to shuffle the right foot into the middle of the mat. Draw the bum back as you straighten your right leg, and we'll come into half splits. Targeting your hamstrings. You can point your toes towards your face as you flex your foot. Breathe into it. Got to be feeling something. Take the breath there to ease. And then roll forwards, and we're going to step forwards into a chair pose. So left knee comes off the ground, left foot joins the right foot at the front of the mat. Bend your knees and lift your arms up into your chair. Glutes here are kind of firing up. You want the weight in your heels. Lift your arms up a little bit higher. Stretch out your core. Sit with it a little bit longer. Look up towards the hands, and then fold on down as you exhale. You can step or jump back to your plank, and we'll take a vinyasa from here, shoulders above the wrists. Gaze slightly forwards, drop the knees, relax the feet, chest and chin go down. Inhale, come into that back bend as you lift up the chest, collarbones broad, and then exhale as you push back to your downward dog, taking your time. Let's do the same thing on the other side, left leg high. Step lightly in between the hands, drop the back knee, inhale, arms up. Enjoy it. You really want to open up the chest here, slight back bend. You can shuffle the front foot forwards. When you're ready, take the hands down, and let's find our half splits with the left leg. So the left foot might come in a little bit. You can draw the bum back, keep your hips square. Imagine you're kicking the heel away from you as you point your toes towards your face. And drive your right hip forwards to keep your hips square. Chest up. And then roll. Let's take a step towards the front of the mat. Thighs together. You want to squeeze your calves together as well. Maybe look down at your feet, see if you can lift all 10 toes up off the ground. Could stretch out the core a little bit by lifting the arms higher. Look up to the hands and then fold. And we'll step or jump back to a plank. Fingers wide as they touch the ground. Look forwards, drop the knees, relax the feet, and lower your chest and your chin equally down. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, push back to your child's pose. And we'll hold it here for a moment. You can keep the knees together, legs straight, or maybe knees wide. Whatever feels good for you. Arms could go out in front of you. Relax the forehead down onto the mat. Maybe you'd prefer to target the spine a little bit more by taking the hands down by your sides and then dropping the forehead. Or maybe you could use the hands as a bit of a pillow if that is a bit more comfortable. Wherever you are, close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. One more time, make it nice and audible. Release tension as you exhale. And then in your own time, we'll come up onto our all fours. We're going to lift up into our downward dog, and then take a step or a jump to the front of the mat. Very gently uncurling, we're going to come to a standing pose. Keep your knees kind of bent, a little bit of a spring in them as you lift up. And then breathe in to lift your arms above the head, open out your chest, bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment, relax your shoulders, feel nice and grounded in your feet before taking the hands onto the lower back. Fingers on the bum, slight bend in your knees, push the hips forward, start to open out your chest. You can look forwards, look up towards the ceiling or behind you. Standing, back bend. Nice one to remove any kind of slouching that you might have come from whatever it is you've been doing today, looking over your computer, phone, food, bike, and then come back up and gently curl. We'll take it down. We're going to step back to a plank, take one final vinyasa. Before we do, a little bit of core strength, coming onto your forearms, just lower both of them down, spread your fingers nice and wide, palms touching the ground. You want your forearms to be kind of parallel if you can, stay there. You could take it a bit further, sweep the bum and the hips from side to side, thinking about kind of doming the mat, covering the entirety of it if you can, keeping the movement, keeping your breath soft, face relaxed. Come back to center. If you want an extra challenge, try and come onto both hands at the same time from your forearms. Otherwise, one at a time. Drop the knees, relax feet, lower chest and chin. Inhale to a cobra, and then exhale, push back, child's pose. And we're going to lift up onto our all fours again. We're going to come and stand on our knees, and we're going to come into a camel pose. So you want to lift up as though you're standing on your knees. Shins are down as well. Same thing as the standing back bend. Let's take the fingers onto the lower back. You can start to push the hips forwards as you open out your chest fully. Look forwards or look up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Come out of it slowly. Take a moment. We'll go back into it in a second. But again, this is really targeting the hip flexors, those muscles that connect legs to upper body. It's a good one just to really open out, lengthen out the entirety of the front side of your body. Breathe. And then come back up. And we'll take a seat back down onto the feet. Now I want you to keep your left foot exactly where it is and shuffle the right leg. Bring it out in front of you so you can drop the sitting bones down on the mat. Now you may find that you need to shuffle the left foot around a little bit just to get comfortable. We're going to target the left quadriceps here in our reclining hero pose. Right leg straight. Let's take the hands behind us. Can stay there. There's an option to go a little bit deeper into it. You'll find that you get a pretty decent stretch in the left quadriceps here. If you wanted to go deeper, you could come onto the forearms or the elbows. And then if you wanted to go deeper still, Drop the back of the head down, arms down by your sides, or even deeper still, arms sweep them up above the head. It's quite a deep pose though, so just don't kind of force it. You want to find that sweet spot where you're being challenged but not pushing it too far. And breathe. Take your time, take as long as you need before coming up. We'll just gently remove the left foot. We're going to straighten out the left leg and do this exactly the same thing on the other side. So you can bend the right knee, and sweep the foot, just tuck it in next to the right sitting bone. And you can just go gently onto the hands behind you, maybe onto the elbows, or maybe back of the head goes down, arms go long. Always breathing through any discomfort, just noticing the sensations, paying attention to them, and knowing that they will pass. If you're really up for it, you could go into both at the same time if you'd like. You could bend both knees, lower onto the back in that way, or just stay on the hands. Lots of different options. Go with whatever feels good for you. Take your time, we'll come out of that one, sweep the legs out in front of you, and we're going to forward fold over the legs. Flex feet, point toes to the ceiling, bend your knees quite a lot. Inhale, lift up, arms, and then exhale, fold over your thighs. So you want your chest kind of smothering your thighs here. Now I recommend bending your knees because there's no point forcing it when the legs are straight. Bend your knees and you'll find that space in your spine. Grab shins or feet, look over toes. Try and relax your shoulders here. You can think of pointing toes towards your face, and then maybe once you've found that space in your spine, you can play around with straightening one leg, rebending the knee, and then straightening the other, just to target the hamstrings, maybe both at the same time. But as I say, don't force it. Kick the balls of your feet away from your face, maybe shuffle the sitting bones back. Notice the sensations, think about immersing yourself in them. And then in your own time, sweep your arms out in front of you, hover down onto your back, nice and slowly. As you come onto the back, we'll take the right foot on the ground with the right knee bent. We'll take a reclining pigeon from here, or a runner's stretch. You can take the left foot to the right thigh, figure of four shape with your legs. Thread your left hand in between the gap, interlock the fingers around your right shin, or maybe it's around the right thigh. Whatever is more accessible, gently draw the right knee towards your face. Maybe the head comes up. Think of flexing your feet, look after your knees. And you could gently nudge the left knee forwards to get a little bit more purchase here if you want. Wherever you are, don't forget to breathe. And then come out of it slowly by sliding the right leg down to the ground. Keep the left knee where it is. We're going to grab it with the right hand. Sweep the left arm out to the left. And then come into a supine twist by taking the knee over to the right. And maybe looking to your left hand, making sure the left shoulder is on the ground. Nice relaxing restorative twist. Should be pretty good for the spine. It's certainly good for the glutes here. You can feel a decent stretch in the left glutes. Take your time with it, 3 or 4 soft breaths. Take as long as you need. Come back onto your back when you're ready. Straighten out your left leg. Let's grab the thigh, maybe even the calf, maybe even the toes if you got it. We'll gently draw the leg in towards the face. I recommend trying to keep your leg relatively straight, maybe a micro bend in the knee. Could lift up the head if you want to go into it a little bit deeper. Don't force it. Before lowering the leg very slowly, try not to slam the leg down to the ground. Once you're there, bend the left knee. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Right foot, left thigh. Right hand goes through the gap. Interlock fingers, squeeze it in. Imagine you're kind of hugging the left knee towards your face. You can think about pairing that little hug or squeeze with the exhale. Take a breath in. As you exhale, squeeze it in. Maybe right knee pushes forwards. Not only a good one for up post slopes, good one for post run, cycling. Really great one to support the ITB. When you're ready, straighten out left leg, and let's find our supine twist. On this side, by straightening left leg, grabbing the right knee with the left hand, and you can sweep your right arm out to the right. You really want to feel the chest open here. As you look towards your right hand, you kind of increase the twist in the spine. Keep your left leg straight, and as always, keep the breath soft. Just adding an extra softness to the body each time the breath leaves the body. Letting go. Come back to center, back onto the back. Let's straighten out the right leg. You can grab your thigh, maybe even grab your calf muscles. Gently draw the face in. Right leg comes in as well. Point toes down towards the head. Kick your heel away. A couple of deep breaths into it. And then slowly lower the leg. Take a moment to let those sensations settle and subside. We're going to take one last little movement, bit of core action before we finish. You can bring your knees towards your chest, grab the backs of them, roll forwards and backwards along your spine. And we're going to take it to our boat pose, balancing on the bum, drawing thighs in towards chest. Lift your feet nice and high, shins parallel to the ground. Release the arms. You can stay there, spread the fingers wide, spread the toes wide. Maybe you're straightening out the legs if you've got it. Otherwise, keep the knees bent. You could take it a little bit further. Come with me. Take a low boat, legs go long before coming back up, rebending. Inhale, go long. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale, go long. Exhale, come back in. Maybe you can straighten out the legs one final time and then gently lower yourself all the way down. Slower the better. Finally, as the head and the legs touch the ground, take a deep breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. And gently close your eyes, and we'll take a moment here just to let that little bit of movement settle in the body. Let your body catch up. You can let the body kind of process what we've just done. And as the eyes close, just feel the arms and the legs relax into the ground. Back of the head heavy and face soft. Using this time, opportunity, just a minute of stillness to legitimately allow yourself to do absolutely nothing. Finding some stillness in your body. And then trying to find a similar stillness in the mind as well. So any thoughts that naturally do pop up, try not to engage in them. Just let them drift off. And you can rest in that space behind them, where they were originally created. Try and rest there, just for a moment. You can stay a little bit longer if you have the time. Otherwise, just bringing some gentle movement into the fingers and the toes, head and neck. Take the arms long, full body stretch, could feel good. And just roll to one side. No rushing, take your time. And we'll meet back in a seated position. Final moment here. Just kind of relaxing the eyes. Take a moment just to kind of have a little scan through your body. Notice how you feel. even after just a little bit of movement. Hopefully there's some changes for the good, a bit of space inside physically, and then a bit of space inside mentally as well. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for letting me guide you. Nice one. Namaste. As I say, just a little bit of movement there that might be useful post slopes or pre, whatever is good for you. Just keeping your body in a good place and injury free, most importantly. Take it very easy. Please feel free to have a little look around on the website. Loads of other videos up there that might be of benefit to you, and do pass this on to anyone that you might feel would also benefit from it. Hope to see you soon. Take it easy. See you later.